Hey YouTube family, so I just got done with NLP class, so I just want to explain what we're learning today. We're talking about the hierarchy of ideas, and this is really exciting and really cool because it kind of explains how we break down information into two major components, chunking up and chunking down. So chunking up is going to engage the unconscious mind, and chunking down is going to be more specific questioning. So the hierarchy of ideas has two sections, chunking up, and we have chunking down. Okay, and the best way to explain this is using an example. So I'm going to go ahead and use an example. I'm going to use an example of food, okay? And I'm going to have three levels going up. So I'm going to have three answers going up, and I'm going to have three levels, so three questions going down. This represents chunking up, and this side represents chunking down. So we're going to just go through the example, and then we're going to talk specifically about what that means, and just ignore the cat in the back over there. Jax, you're in the way. Oh, and don't mind me, I'm in chill clothes. Hair's all natural and wild, so girl boss moves, girl boss style. All right, so basically, I'm gonna ask two questions, right? One question is gonna lead to us chunking up, and did I write down and down? Oh, up. One question is gonna lead to us chunking up, and one other question is gonna lead to us chunking down. So the question that I'm going to ask to chunk up is, what is this an example of? And you're going to see as I keep asking that question, right, my concepts are going to become more conceptual. So we're going to ask the question, what is this an example of? Okay, and this is a chunking up question. So let's ask it. What is food an example of? You might say it's an example of nutrition. Okay, so nutrition. Then I would say, what is nutrition an example of? Well, what is nutrition an example of? You could say anything, right? If I think of what is nutrition an example of, I would say survival. Right? Because to me, you need to eat to survive. Then I would ask, what is survival an example of? And whatever answer comes to your mind, I'll put existence for mine. Existence. So existence spelled with an E or an A? I'm not sure about that one. All right. So as you can see, as I was chunking up, my concepts became more and more conceptual, which will trigger the unconscious mind, which will trigger intuition. Now, if we go ahead and chunk down, I'm going to ask a different question. So I first asked, right, what is this an example of? Now, in order to chunk down, I'm going to ask the question, what is an example of blank, right? What is an example of blank? Okay? And it doesn't look that great because I was a teacher for 5 years, so my writing's horrible. I'm so sorry, guys. I gotta figure out my setup. Anyway, hopefully you guys are understanding. If not, let me know in the comments. Okay, so now watch this in action when it comes to food. What is an example of food? You could say whatever you want to say. So what is an example of food? You could say, okay, meat. Okay. All right. So what's an example of meat? You could say beef. Well, what's an example of beef? You can say, I don't know, beef. You could say ground beef. Right? It's a more specific form of beef. Okay? So, as you can see, as we're chunking down, we're becoming more specific. And as we're chunking up, we're becoming more conceptual. okay? And this is very, very powerful when it comes to life coaching, because when we're trying to get agreement, right? When we're trying to bypass resistance, when we're trying to help somebody see the big picture, it's good for us to chunk up, right? As you can see, things become more abstract and ambiguous as you keep chunking up. But if I want to, and this is really, really powerful in life coaching, let's say, for example, somebody's feeling overwhelmed, it's going to help to chunk down. Let me give you an example. You want to start your business. Well, that is a conceptual idea, right? A business. What is a business? But if someone's feeling overwhelmed by that business concept, then we can go ahead and chunk down, right? What are the steps to starting a business? What is the first thing you can do to start your business? All of a sudden, business turns into not just a business, but, create a marketing program, create an email list, reach out to potential clients, build a website. As you can see, those examples are very, very specific. So in life coaching and in helping people and in NLP, this hierarchy of ideas is very, very powerful, because by chunking up, right, we become more conceptual and get more agreement and operate more on an intuitive level. And we can chunk down to get more specific and to help people feel less overwhelmed. So if you guys like this video, go ahead, like and subscribe. This is a really, really cool concept. I apologize for my horrible writing. It will get better over time, hopefully. So if you guys like this, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys for the next one.